Weakness that they can jump on. They've seemed to try and punish at least Naga into the back. The Immortality Field is going to be keeping the Paris Eternal healthy in this fight.
Good shield.
Not quite low, but eventually the heals come back up. Darnas the background, the corner, Muse oversteps in south just ever so slightly, and Naga's going to be taking him out. Quick little headshot, flash bang into the headshot. Onigod, lovely work from him, and that's going to be...
Dredro, though, he is so weak popping that rally.
Yeah, I mean, he's been booped and knocked in every single direction. Muse, what a great performance from him. Just dropping him right within line of sight of that coalescence, and that has completely turned the tide of this fight. The Gladiators still trying to win this one out, obviously. A lot of ultimates being committed in the end. Paris trying to turn it around, but only a couple of players left standing. And yeah, I mean, how many times have we seen that one take place, Josh? The coalescence gets used. It's the big win condition for this composition.
Those tiny little things are actually quite impressive. Obviously doesn't change the course of the fight, though. In this, you want to be looking at Dan and Khan, the dynamic duo with double A in their name. They have so much damage to put in this fight.
What? Yeah, that's the shield bash onto Muse, locked him up, and all these ultimates committed. Obviously going to be seeing something out of it. The Paris Eternal. Birdring will try and at least take somebody down with him, but not going to be happening here. And now Gladiators just chucking the bodies at the point to try and stall this one out, but a great recontest here by the Paris Eternal. It will be getting flipped over eventually, I guarantee you of that. They're just, okay, well, maybe, at any point.
Yeah. The Paris Eternal, though, they did a great... hello, it's just a train of people.
Yeah,
this objective.
Just
surely, though, they don't have any chance of being able to flip it here. This is just them trying to buy time. So I'm going to talk over the top of this desperate attempt from the Gladiators. Paris's recon test, though, they
trying to get that tickle cleave going with the Tesla cannon. Naga is actually putting in a tremendous amount of work. 3 kills. The Paris Eternal cannot be stopped, and that's the danger, I suppose, of the Paris Eternal with their composition. They got so much...
Here we go, those sneaky little bird ring coming around the side again.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to have to pop his Wraith form. Yeah, he's already been seen. Great work by Onigod.
Vastola going to be sending in that self-destruct. Going to be forcing the positioning of the Gladiators. They have to roll forwards here, and look at that. Kevster ended up getting the duplicate self-destruct off. Onigod falling in the process. Paris still in this fight, though. Now they're going to be trying to play around the point, but Birdring uses the Death Blossom. Taken out in the middle of it. It's all up to Kevster to try and clutch it up. He's got another self-destruct in the middle of all of this chaos. Picked up a little 2-piece. Dan falling as well. Still alive, still in the action.
A coalescence here. It's really hard for Dan to get value out of his supercharger because the coal is just going to take that down. Such fantastic aggression here from the Gladiators as well.
Yeah, I mean, that is just an unwinnable fight. In the close quarters with the coalescence and Muse as well, battering them back into it. There is no escape whatsoever. The Gladiators, that is very nice, taking the initiative to win out this initial round here. Showcasing as well. Gladiators are just waiting for the right time to strike. Here comes the leap in. Coalescence as well to try and keep Muse alive. And it is. You can see the damage it's doing, that double threat as well. Not only do they get the sustain, they get the damage on top of it. Paris is going to try and turn things around, but with Khan falling, it's looking a bit troublesome for them at the moment.
They do have the self-destruct.
Okay. Okay, yeah, self-destruct and the supercharger. The supercharger is going to fade away. He's pushed them away, and the Primal Rage was forced out by Muse. So low to boop away.
To back off and give space after you've gone for that initial pressure. Whereas Paris can keep fighting.
Oh, the Death Blossom and the Amp Matrix is all coming out onto the point. The duplicate as well. That's going to force the Wraith form out of Kevster. Someone getting booped off the map there as we slipped away. I'm not sure if it actually ended up coming for any sort of fruition. Birdring still alive, though. It's going to be pumping in the damage onto this point. The Gladiators winning out this team fight. He committed a ton of ultimates to do so. Yep, they force out the Wraith form of Naga, though. Has to back off around the corner. Birdring holds, but gets the TP off. He's trying to go around the corner while all of this action is happening on the point. Supercharger still in play, but now the sound barrier from Moth to try and turn it, and Birdring. Nobody was keeping him in check. Just running all the way around, the wraparound of the century, able to close out this team fight and ultimately going to be closing out the map for his team as well. Wonderful performance from the Gladiator being applied because the point is currently being capped up. Already what a singular tick, but Dredro! Oh no. I think that was the damage boost as well as the Hulk pulling him into the line of sight. Still a winnable fight though for the Power Turtle! Oh my goodness, Kevster has the flight available, so he's going to be able to land back onto the ledge, but it's too little too late. That was small, tiny window of opportunity where they took out Kevster away from that fight, and they're going to take the point. Just like that, 6 minutes, 15 seconds. And probably the Matrix, there we go.
They love Matrixing from up here. Khan is so deadly when he's in these kind of high ground positions. This is a classic execute from Paris.
Oh my god! Kevster just waddling out. He's just come back from the corner shop. He's got a pint of milk. Yeah, not going to be happening tonight, Rez. Unbelievable performance thus far. And Paris are rolling this one forwards. It cannot be stopped. They've got the positioning up onto the point. You see the duplicate coming out, but Kevster taken out of it straight away. Not going to be having that Sigma active on the field. The Sim Shield going to be splitting them all across. Big flux actually connects onto, I think, almost everybody. But is it going to be enough here? The accretion knocking space away, taking him out of the grass, and out of flux as well. Straight up into the sky. Supercharger on top of it. The Paris Eternal are not going to be denied. And that is 4 minutes, 56 seconds in their time bank. Put some pressure onto the point. Now we see the engagement from the Paris Eternal. This is their time to strike. And a boost onto Dan. This is falling so low. Has to back off for the heals. Just about going to the safety of his team as well.
Brent, Shu is the difference maker in this fight. Shu got off on an off angle up towards the top right hand side, popped his Amp Matrix, and him and Space were doing enormous damage from the high ground.
A bit longer to crack open into checkpoint A, but 5 minutes is what they're working with now. Look at this flank attempt from Naga as well. Big Bionade trying to combo this one up. Naga has to use... Okay, Immortality Field laid down. Had to use the duplicate to stay alive there because of the pressure being applied, but there we go. It's going to be a clean team fight win for them. So the Paris Eternal still with a tremendous amount of ultimates that they could use. I mean, they just won that team fight. Paris just trying to let them in. The Matrix comes through here, and Bob, that's going to be connecting onto the point most likely. So that's going to be applying some pressure as well for the Gladiators. Yeah, right into the corner. So not going to get a tick, actually. That's a perfectly timed counter Bob coming through while the actual team fight takes place. Kevster. Oh no, he's got the recall! Oh my goodness, close quarters. That is like a horror movie, but Kevster wins it out anyway. Echo, very balanced hero, by the way. And now Kevster's going to be looking to try and do a bit more, tickling them from the sides here. The Stola just eventually putting a lot of notice onto him, but the fight continues this with the Paris Eternal still in control.
And Naga used his duplicate as well to be able to get back to the point. The Paris Eternal decided to go and play aggressively in that choke point and see if they could get a pick early on, which they did. And they used everything to be able to get it. So for this
is currently just applying, look at that, all that pressure. And again, they have to just keep an eye on him. The whip shot came out there from Moth, but Dan, okay, separate. I think that was an accretion potentially to try and lock him up, but look at this, Naga still there. Supercharger goes down. The point needs to be contested though. 83% in counting. Paris need to get some bodies onto it. Nano boost applied to Naga as well. 2-piece for him. Okay, that's kind of tasty. And now corralled into the corner. The Gladiators can't really stand up onto this point no longer. Separated there, ends up using the grasp, but taken out of the form. Now the initiation comes through, but Dan shut down immediately. Space just trying to find his mark. He might be able to catch him, but he's actually ended up just getting kind of strung around here a little bit here. Ankle's broken, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised there, but Naga's still alive, and now Naga's on a flank again. The combined approach here from Vestola. Now the dive comes through, and the damage is immense.
That was a fantastic finish to that team fight by the Paris Eternal. They gave the Gladiators the high ground.
Here's the point being contested. Okay, Paris are going to have to be split up here. Dan, with this Primal Rage, just has to get out 218 health. And out of pressure, you can see that's coming out. Muse, another massive Bionade connecting onto the tank line. The Supercharger still alive, though. And with Bob onto the point, that might be exactly what they need. Can anybody touch? Not quite. So the Gladiators are going to get that cap again. We could see some funny EU stuff.
Now, last time Dredro was on Brigitte as well. This time he's playing the Lucio. So they have the speed boost. Teleporting in straight into the back line.
Straight into them. The Holt as well. Pulling them together. Moth, he gets taken out. They weren't expecting that in the slightest. I think they're anticipating them to try and rotate around and play the positioning. Still, the Gladiators are trying to turn this fight around. Kevster obviously built up that duplicate pretty quickly, but the fight is going even as it stands. Kevster eventually taken out of the duplicate form. Shu's still alive. Needs to heal up the remnants of his team. The Paris Eternal, it was a cutesy play, but the Gladiators teleporter, and now they're at the stairs. This is a great position for an Amp Matrix. Yep. Holt into the Amp Matrix. That has done so much damage. It's all on Kevster to try and turn this around.
Khan's
gone. It could be disastrous for them, but look at this. Yeah, Khan has fallen, but the damage is definitely being done, and Kevster's taken out just like that in the blink of an eye. 6 people out for the Gladiators, and that is going to be a tick awarded here to the Paris Eternal, and that will be a map as well. 1-1 is the... And Matrix available here for Shu. Has it if he wants to try and apply some pressure. And now, as they start to get a bit of progress onto the point, the Matrix comes down, and that's going to be stopping the Paris Eternal from really playing across the point. In fact, it's the Gladiators who are taking the initiative. They're just going to be pushing right into their defensive areas here. It's going to be a quick and easy capture here for checkpoint A. These teams are just just waiting it out, really. The Gladiators are now setting themselves up, so straight up onto the high ground. Skewed goes up there alone. The shield bash comes in. That's the accretion as well. Going to be knocking Pistola to the side, but now the Amp Matrix. Both teams trading them out. Immortality fields as well there. Khan pushed away from the high ground. That's the Gravitic Flux. Pistola ready and waiting. Offloading it onto the enemy. And it seems like the Gladiators will not be able to hold. Will not be able to push this any constantly from above.
Oh, hello. There's a big flux. Oh,
that is
Needrel falls as well. Even before the flux came through.
It's a great way to try and take away this high ground control. A lot of damage as well pumped into Naga. He will go down. A couple of players left standing on the Paris Eternal. No one's able to really contest onto the point though, so they're going to be able to push past this.
They want is the defining fight of checkpoint B, because now they have a huge advantage. Naga's got a massive job to do here, and that's
my goodness,
a headshot from behind from Birdring.
Yep, that's Birdring headshotting him. Oh my goodness, Birdring, you are kidding me. Obviously had the assist of Space in that matter. Took him out though, no questions asked. And now he's free to just obviously pop off, hit these shots, no pressure in sight. That's going to be the capture there. The guy is an absolute freak. He can just do it all.
The team's been split. Oh, this is so bad for the Paris Eternal. Their tanks committed to the payload, and the rest got separated.
They might be able to save him, not quite yet. The tanks have just been blown up here. Gladiators have a great opportunity now, just keeping this car moving.
You knew that one had gone badly, Brent, as soon as Space took the high ground control, because he drove a wedge in between the back line and the front line for Paris, and their back line just couldn't rotate quickly enough. This is looking like a really good push from the Gladiators.
Gravitic Flux as well, just to stop them where they stand. Naga has moved over to the Genji, but he fell very low, has to back off into the spawn, and now the Paris Eternal just chucking bodies at the payload, just trying to stop it right where it stands. Naga into the back line here, but the beam will eventually remove him from the fight, and now, yeah, that is going to be the push completed. 2 minutes. Never thought I'd say that with the double shield, but it is lovely to see some of this individual pop off from these players here. Onigo with the Storm Arrows off onto the side. He's trying to make it work. Obviously, going to get pressured here. Oh my goodness, Space finding. I think that was... I actually rebounded it off the wall there to collect that kill into Onigod. He was very, very low. And the Gladiators, oh yeah, that's going to be an easy win for them.
Good work for the Gladiators.
Set up something. You can see Space. He's actually taking back this high ground control. Oh, he's got such a good angle onto them. Oh, the shots he's putting in. Look, Dorijo just cannot do anything. Just trying to fly all over the place, but can't escape it. Wonderful aim, and now Space, he knows he can just push them out of these positions as well. He's got the support of his team. The grass, just to eat up a bit of that damage coming through. Don, last one standing. 2 minutes now for the Paris Eternal to try and push this one.
That play from Space is so good. They are in a position where they know that they can punish somebody.
Oh, they split up 3-3, and now they're going to try and collapse onto them. The tank line pressured forwards. Naga so low here. Dragon Strike from Onigod actually ends up killing Space. As Space was just, again, trying to hammer home that wedge in between them. The damage might be being done here, but no. Kevsa is ready and waiting to try and clutch this one up for the rest of his team. The Amp Matrix, though, is doing a lot of work in that choke, and now they're going to be able to get onto the point. Finally, the Paris Eternal bought a lot of time. They've killed a couple of these players, but Shu, what is that? Comes off onto the side, and look at this threat now coming in from them. Kevsa as well with the damage. Onigod goes down, and Space on the point. He's going to be anchoring for the rest of their team. The Paris Eternal are in a dangerous situation, but they're committing ultimates. The Supercharger laid down onto the corner. Shu not even committing the bullets to it, instead operating just to try and take out Darn. Now the Immortality Field keeping him back into it, and the Gladiators with the recontest. Is anyone going to be able to touch this? The overtime will burn, and they are coming back off the spawners now with these quick heroes, but is it going to be enough? It does not look like it. The Gladiators, what a pretty much for the entirety of this first point here, depending on how long they want to play these long-range hit scan, you can see how slow it is to get started. I mean, those shots were very, very close. One headshot might have been the end of Onigod, but there we go. Naga putting in a tremendous amount of work, diving into the back line, and now here comes the Paris Eternal, desperate to secure that kill. Muse will be falling in the end. That beam just rinsing through them.
Oh,
and he might make it a second one as well. Look at the shots.
Naga is the star player for this Paris Eternal team. As soon as he's been able to play the Echo, it has provided such a boost to this squad. Skewed was trying to track him and shut him down.
I think that they're on the defense with the way that they're playing, but they've just wrapped all the way around both of these teams. And Matrix now laid down into the Gravitic Flux here. It's going to drop a bunch of the players. They've fallen very, very low, and Kevstar already built up that supercharger. There's a go. Halt into the primary fire. Is it enough to try and bring them down? It will be. The damage is way too much. Still, fight continues, especially with Drijo using that rally, but falling so low, backing off around that corner. Rally armor available. The mine comes out. Kill onto Onigod. Interesting.
Oh my word! What a shot from Birdring. Oh, and another one.
Oh my god!
He's on fire.
Okay, Birdring. Yeah. I mean, moving forwards, plugging in the damage off onto the side here. Muse's supercharger goes down, and it's the Paris Eternal down. He's still got his up for Stola, though. Brings himself down there. The Hypersphere's doing damage to himself, and that should be a kill. Not quite. Onigod, it's not going to get out of there. No fear from the Gladiators here, just playing straight into that Amp Matrix.
Very late Amp Matrix there from Khan. They had already lost so many players for Stola. He has to be punished. He has to be punished when he goes for stuff like this. Paris need an opening pick, and there it is.
Yeah, so Birdring cannot be getting away with that for much longer. There we go. Duplicate as well. Naga. There's the beatdown. Going to be building up this Gravitic Flux shortly. Kev's still on the other side as well. He had a similar idea. I don't think he got too much value with it. And yeah, he's going to be moving out of the duplicate in the end. Only one tank going up, but obviously taken out of the duplicate, so that won't be finalized. But still, the Paris Eternal win out this team fight. 30 seconds now pushing.
Now they have it with that Sonic
know. See you later. Dragon Strike going to be splitting them right up. Look at that damage. And they have to put their backs against the wall into the Immortality field, but the damage is done. Way too low. They cannot contest, and the Paris Eternal capping up this point. Ended up committing the supercharger into that one as well, but at least they got out that dreaded middle section of Junkertown.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Them up in the air, and Naga's able to get his focus in beam. Oh, but he's taken down.
Yeah, lovely headshot from Birdring. The Halt is going to be pulling Muse down to the low ground, but I think that's exactly where he wants to be. Shredding them in with the damage. Doesn't have to fortify, so he's going to be subjected there to that Gravitic Flux, but space comes into the back, and that is a bit of a rescue effort. Ultimate's committed. That's a one team fight for them. 30 seconds now is what Paris are working with. Damage being done. Kevster in the back. Ooh, he's been punished pretty quickly.
Great punish.
But now he's going to be diving straight onto Onigod. The beam, the tracking. It's so perfect. And the overtime's going, but nobody is touching. The Paris Eternal are going to be stopped just short of the finish line there.
Birdring physically flinching with that one as well because he knows what's on the line.
And that is Naga falling very early on. Naga was integral to a lot of the Paris Eternals approaches, and it gives Kevs the free reign. He can just dive straight onto Onigod. The beam will miss, but it's too late. I mean, the fight is already won here for the Gladiators. Look at how far they have got with the progress on that.
We didn't see how...
You can see he's spotted Onigod. He's forcing him out of position. The flight comes through. Instant response from Naga here, but the sticky bombs have already done their job. Traded out, though, in the end. And now Birdring, it's his time to go on a bit of a flank. He needs to be careful. He knows that Naga is there. He's going to be ready and waiting now. Meanwhile, fight taking place here between the tank lines. Darn, split apart from the rest of his team. The accretion comes through, connects. Immortality field will not be saving him as that's taken out as well. And the Gladiators, just a slow war of attrition as they pressure out the Paris Eternal.
But it's those...
The Gladiators have so much time to work with. Infosight popped. One little misstep. Might be curtains for a couple of them, but no, the counter Infosight comes out from Onigod, ready and waiting, but the damage might just be done here. Look at Kevster pushing around the corner. Onigod cannot do anything. And Skewed will be the one to receive that one in the end. Rally armor into the back line. The Paris Eternal trying to hold on. But that Gravitic Flux obviously sends him straight up into the air, taking out the duplicate form. That is probably going to be it here now for the series. I don't think there's going to be anybody capable of defending. Remember, they just have to move it to that tiny box right there.
And even so, even if they are able to win this team fight, there's 4.5 minutes left. They're pushing into a supercharger. Poor Vistola, what can he do? He just gets melted.
A desperate effort here from the Paris Eternal, but they're all toppling down. Onigod desperately searching for just a head to click on. Not going to be receiving any sort of that, and now lifted away from the cart and the positioning. That's the Gladiators winning out the series in a 3-1 fashion overall. I think I can be quite pleased with that one. The Paris Eternals certainly no pushovers. They brought it right down to the wire early on in this series, despite what those numbers are saying. Definitely an opportunity for them to win this series overall, but Gladiators proving